The hard way. The hard way. The hard way.
Hello, viewers. Today I'm going to talk about something that every beginning brewer, including myself, seems to learn the hard way. So I don't know why this is. Why do we all seem to to ignore this until it happens to us, which is inevitable? So that's the topic for today. This special thing that we all seem to forget, or we don't understand when we're beginning brewing. So that's today's topic. If you like this video, please click that like button and subscribe, and click the bell to be notified of my new video every week on the subject of rustic Asian rice wine. And that's the purpose of this channel. So I appreciate your help in spreading the word about rustic Asian rice wine. So today I'm specifically talking about makgeolli. So the thing that always seems to catch beginning brewers unaware is how carbonated this brew is. This I can feel this bottle. This bottle feels this is a very hard bottle. There's a lot of extra pressure inside this bottle, and if I open it, it's going to carbonate and bubble up and spray all over the place. So you have to open it carefully. And you know, you can read about that. You might think, oh yeah, I know you're supposed to open the bottle carefully. You might even shake this ahead of time and slowly vent it, and usually that works fine. But it always seems to be the case that, especially when you take the bottle somewhere, when you transport the bottle, that agitates it even more. There's even more pressure inside. You want to show someone your brew. You transport the bottle and you open it in front of someone, and inevitably that's when the worst situation happens and it sprays all over the place. So if this hasn't happened to you yet, you're lucky. You're going to get careless one day, and this is going to happen to you. You're going to learn this the hard way. Let's see what happens if I open this. This looks even the top of this cap is pushed outward. So I'm a little scared to open this bottle. Let's see what happens. Oh. Okay, listen carefully. Okay. So just you can. Okay, it was starting to rise. The level of liquid here was starting to rise with all the bubbles forming, and it's going to self-mix right now. It's going to start bubbling up. Okay, so this is what always happens, and it'll surprise you when you least expect it. The in my case, the good thing is, okay, this is just a plastic bottle. It's a recycled seltzer water bottle. So this bottle is already designed to hold a carbonated liquid. If you used a bottle that wasn't designed to hold a carbonated liquid, it could easily burst. So I'm not going to finish opening this now. It's just going to make a mess. Now, I understand why a lot of people want to use glass bottles instead of plastic bottles, and I've used glass bottles or containers like this with a screw-on lid. I use these to store the chongju, and that's after everything settles and there's no more carbonation, and I can pour off the top clear layer of liquid, and that layer has no carbonation, so it's safe to store in this kind of glass bottle. Some kinds of glass bottles are designed to hold carbonated liquids. That would be something like, of course, a bottle that for champagne would, or something that, like a glass, Perrier bottle that's designed to hold something carbonated. So that should be okay. But I would not store a carbonated liquid in this. If I put my makgeolli in this and close the cap tightly, it could really explode, and that would send glass all over the place. That would be dangerous. You wouldn't want that to happen in your fridge. And I've seen, besides this kind of glass, something like this is pretty common. This kind of bottle with this kind of closure that snaps shut. Well, I'm pretty sure this is not safe for carbonated liquids either. So if I put a carbonated liquid in here, I would just leave it like this to let the gas escape naturally in the fridge. I would not close it all the way. That's just going to surprise you at the worst time. So that's how you have to deal with the carbonation. You can either vent it frequently, even with this, even with a plastic bottle like this, especially in the first few days. I like venting it a few times a day. I don't want a super carbonated brew in here that I can't open, or it takes me half an hour to open. So I carefully vent it and close it again, and I do that a few times a day. Or I leave the lid, or I leave the cap a bit loose if it's safe to do that, and then the gases won't build up in the first place. And in fact, in Korea, when for unpasteurized makgeolli, so that's makgeolli that's still alive and is going to be producing gas in the fridge, it's still fermenting, and it's going to be carbonating itself. Those kinds of bottles are fitted with a cap that lets the gas escape. And in fact, unlike this cap is waterproof, but those caps, if you tilt it sideways, it'll start dripping out. So it really does allow things to allow the gases to escape. And so that's what they do in Korea for unpasteurized makgeolli, which, for the most part, that's the kind you're going to be making at home. It's going to have carbonation naturally, and you're going to have to vent it or keep the caps loose, just in order to save yourself from exploding bottles. So that's what you don't want to be surprised with. But I know if you're a brewer, it's happened to you. It's already happened to you, or it will happen to you shortly. You really have to watch out. Makgeolli is alive. That's what's special about it. You're brewing something. This is live fermentation. It's done relatively quickly, and it has a life cycle. It continues to ferment in the fridge, and the taste will change somewhat over time, and that's part of that's a characteristic of this kind of rustic brew. And so just learn to enjoy that evolution of the flavor. Keep an eye on it in the fridge. Let it vent. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised by the carbonation. Do your best to avoid the exploding bottles.
This one. Oh, for the.
Earlier on this channel, you might have seen a few times when I've been surprised by my bottles overflowing and really spraying all over the place. Let me know your stories of when you were surprised by how carbonated your makgeolli turned out to be. I'd like to hear it. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching.